Hello my friends, it's an opportunity to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm gonna talk about some things I learned in 2017 and it's time to apply it in 2018. And let's listen first to Esther Perel.
That we have, and then to complain of boredom. No, you don't have. In fact, your partner can leave any moment, from death, from illness, from falling in love somewhere else, from any other reason. And if you live with that, which is a certain anxiety that we don't want to have these days, because we have enough unknown and enough anxiety in our business lives and everywhere else. So our partner should just become a piece of furniture on which we can reliably sit and it will always receive us in the same way. Not true. That they're not for granted, that they actually could leave at any moment. You make an effort. You make a different effort. You make the effort that you make with your clients. You make an effort that you make with all your business partners because they wouldn't take this stuff and because you never take those for granted. It's a very interesting thing. I often say to the people I work with, treat your partner the way you treat your client, with the same charm, the same seductiveness, the same humor, the same kindness, and you will have a great marriage. But you no longer do that. It's as if you do it when you're not sure that you have the client yet. And since a client can always leave you, if they get better service somewhere else, then you continue to be on your best behavior. But many of us are on our best behavior at work and we bring the leftovers home.
There's a very important and powerful article talking about the top 10 regrets in life by those about to die, based on a study, and this tip will make you more alive and more confident. Listen to it, please.
Live truthfully, stop hiding things. I think a good example is cheating on a girlfriend or boyfriend. I think we're so embarrassed to share that with the other person, like, oh, we did something wrong. And then it's going to be a burden for the rest of our lives or until we admit it. But if we admit it, if we're being truthful up front as soon as possible, like, hey, I cheated on you or whatever, that will release that burden. That will allow you to own up to your mistake and move on with your life instead of holding it in and not being able to reach your fullest potential.
Or how do you behave when no one is watching? If you live an honest life, you don't need to impress because you are always the ideal. Your ideal. Nobody should tell you what that should look like, for it varies from person to person, and everybody is different and has a different outlook on life. That is why we can never judge. That is why we should not give the power over taking decisions for ourselves to anyone else but ourselves.
And don't forget to
read, explore, research, live life, do things you've never thought of doing before.
My favorite books is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Please listen to habit number 1, be proactive.
So let's have a look at the main characteristics of reactive and proactive people. Characteristic number 1. Proactive people don't blame anyone or anything. Reactive people blame circumstances, conditions, and conditioning. It is easy to blame others for your failures because it looks like you don't do anything wrong and it's not your fault. But what I want to point out here is that this is a key element of your own internal power. If something didn't work out as it should, don't justify it with excuses. Accept the fact and learn from it. Characteristic number 2. Proactive people's behavior is a product of their conscious choice based on values. Reactive people's behavior is a product of their conditions based on feelings. Feelings make us unique as human beings, but if we don't learn how to master them, we'll soon become our feeling slaves. Our feelings will start to control us and we don't want that, because we want to be in charge of our own lives. That's why it is important to be guided by our own internal values and conscious choices.
Check the most important thing for us.
What are the most important things to you? The most common answers I would get would be either your well-being or your relationships, your family, your spouse, your children. You would never ever say organizing papers or watching TV. But how many of us spend more time organizing papers and watching TV than planning our nutrition and going to the gym or cultivating a healthy family environment? There's a horrible disconnect between what we say and how we actually allocate our time.
And what will increase our productivity by 50%?
Actually increase your productivity by 50% by simply starting and completing your most important task first thing every day. So if you can do those three things, start with a list, organize the list by priority, and then start on and complete your most important task, you can double and triple your productivity, sometimes almost overnight.
From now on, I'm not trying to impress anyone with the things that I have. It's time to minimize the amount of possessions in my space. Listen to 80-20 rule.
It's called the 80-20 rule. And in the 80-20 rule, it says everything that you have, all of your stuff, 20% of it is what you use. All of your clothes in your closet, 20%. You just keep using the same 20% over and over. 80% of the clothing that you have in your closet for so many people is something that you never use. You don't wear it. You look at it, you store it, you think, well, there might come a day, oh, I can't part with that, even though you've been carting it around. Every time you move it and you put it. Take the 80% that you don't use, says Lao Tzu, and give it away. Give it away.
Again and again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to my friends and all the people who are watching this video. Bye bye for now.
There she is. L is for the way you're looking at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore. And but then don't love was made for me and you.